Good day and happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Welcome to Sacred Sentiments with Rev Mickey. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good behavior. Affect or infect, which are you? In a recent episode of Coach Prime with Deion Sanders, he addressed the team by saying, we have an infection. You see, there is a family member who I've observed talking about another family member. And so I've gathered you here today because we have to address it. He said, do we want to just talk to this family member? Do we want to suspend, or do we want to get rid of them? He said, because an infection can be spread. And I don't want this infection to spread to our family members. There are some say, Coach Prime, just talk to them. Deion Sanders said, I've already talked to them, and they've continued to talk about their family. Some said suspend, then there were others that said get rid of him. By a show of hands, Deion Sanders said, who says we should suspend? Then the other, who should we get rid of? Deion Sanders said, in boldness and conviction, it's time to go. I can imagine his tone, his authority shook the room as the family member hung his head in shame. It's time to go. The team member, with his head hung low, stood up and graciously exited the room. Then I began to think, which are we? Do we affect change, or do we infect change? Because an infection, if not treated, can be terminal. But if we affect change, we love in spite of, we love in the midst of. How appropriate that today it's Martin Luther King Day, and we observe this awesome man of God, this man of faith who, despite criticism, despite hatred and ridicule, continued to let his light shine. He was God made flesh. He extended kindness when he was given hatred. He showed love when those spat in his face. He affected. So which are you? Are people the better coming to you in love? Or will they leave feeling worse because you have infected them? I read this devotion one time. It was talking about a trash can. Are we a trash can? When people bring us trash, do we get rid of it, or do we carry it to other people? That's much like what Deion Sanders was saying. We all have the potential to affect or infect. Be the change that you want to see in the world and affect change. Be blessed.